Namaskar. Good morning, everyone. Namaskar, Hemraj ji. Welcome all the audience. मेरा नाम रवि गुप्ता है. I'm CEO of Ilex Techno Media Private Limited. We have been bringing out a magazine called Digital Learning for past 16 years, and our focus has been to spread ideas about innovations across India and outside India. We have been organizing several workshops and conferences on innovation in education for preschool, school, and higher education across the country in more than 100 cities in India and 10 to 15 cities outside India. And we are doing live webinars where we are focusing on how various departments are dealing with the COVID-19 crisis. And today we are lucky to have Shri Hemraj Barwa, who is an IAS officer, who is the Special Secretary of Higher Education in Department of Education, Government of Himachal Pradesh. Welcome, हेमराज जी. नमस्कार.
नमस्कार. थैंक यू.
और आज हम लोग इनके साथ डिस्कस करेंगे कि क्या क्या आईटी बेस्ड इनोवेशंस, डिस्टेंस एजुकेशन और वेरियस अदर इनिशिएटिव्स गवर्नमेंट ऑफ हिमाचल प्रदेश के क्या हैं in the field of higher education. And before we do that, I will request Hemraj ji to please talk about your education, your career till now in the IAS, and what made you get into the IAS services, so that our audience will a bit more connect with you. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi. First of all, I must appreciate your efforts to bring out such positive stories across the country, and get those stories published or made available to the public for their analysis, their thinking, and a nexus of good thing gets created. I am from 2013 batch of IAS. I got Himachal Pradesh. I'm from Rajasthan. My schooling was from Navodaya. I studied in Navodaya school, and I'm fortunate for that. And thereafter, I went to IIT Kanpur. And after IIT Kanpur, I went for private job also. I did private job for around 1.5 years. But then I found something missing in private sector, which was direct interface with the public services. Anyways, I feel everyone has contribution in the society in some way or other. It's not about public or private. It's only about the perception or the attitude, aptitude of a person concerned. So that actually forces or motivates one to pursue one career or other. So I thought I should try for the civil services, and I was lucky that I got into IAS in 2013. I'm in Himachal. I was posted as SDM for 2 years almost. Then I was posted as ADC, which is Additional Deputy Commissioner in Himachal. This ADC post is equivalent to CEO Jila Parishad, A is equivalent to CDO. There are different designations across the states. And now, after ADC-ship, I am posted as Special Secretary Higher Education, as well as Power Department. I look after 2 departments here. So this has been a quite enriching experience for me, and hopefully for the future career, these things will help me in shaping good public policies and help me serve better to the society.
Fantastic. Thank you, Hemraj ji. I would like to ask you about the COVID-19 situation, how it impacted the higher education sector, and how has your department looked at the distance-based education as an option, and what are the steps you are taking around it?
Himachal, as you must all know, it is hilly state. Almost all districts are hill districts, and despite this, Himachal has been a leading state in education and health. I mean, these are the primary sectors where one needs to be very active. And in HDI index, also in good governance index, there are different parameters that are being released by Government of India. Himachal always ranks across the top, column. And the reason being that in Himachal, political leadership as well as the administrative setup has always strived to reach out to the last person available in the state. And till now, state has focused on spread of education. Interior, topography is very difficult. I mean, those people who have traveled to Himachal Pradesh in its interior would appreciate it. It's very difficult for a kid to walk almost 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers a day to reach to a school. So in initial years, Himachal has focused on spread of education. Now Himachal has turned its attention towards the quality. As far as the COVID crisis goes, um, when this lockdown was announced, initially we were fortunate. The board exams were going on, and our 10th class board papers were all complete. We were not in the middle. For the 12th class also, we had completed almost all papers except a few papers like geography and vocational courses and computer science. So we were fortunate on that part that our exams could be held earlier. And as usual, April month normally is the starting academic calendar year, academic month for the kids. So it's a booting up process for the kid to go into next class. So still, we thought, students would miss this particular time, and this would can be utilized better if we take help of the technology available. And then we thought on multiple, options. So first of all, we tried to, start this initiative through the internet, which is normally available. But we also had in our back of mind that the reach of internet in Himachal would be a difficult task given its tough terrain and unavailability of network in many areas. So we also try to focus on other options like Doordarshan and All India Radio. I'm happy to share that we have been able to use Doordarshan. We have a local channel of Doordarshan here, that is DD Shimla, and through DD Shimla we are trying to broadcast the content on daily basis from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. 3 hours classes for 10th and 12th. We are focusing on the both classes on priority basis, and on the internet thing we are trying to cover all classes from 1 to 12. And this is to our surprise first. We were not expecting this much good response from the students and the teachers. And as of now, almost more than 90% schools are on board through internet, through social media. They are using WhatsApp, and actively our team works to get a form filled daily on daily basis that this particular content has been delivered to kids or not, have kids asked queries or not. So the reach of our internet based distance learning program is almost 90%. Active usage, I would say, it's still not that much. Active usage, I would peg it around say 60% to 70%. It's not more than that, and we are striving for it. To give you just an idea of the scale, in Himachal we have almost 15,000, more than 15,000 schools, from primary to the higher secondary school, senior secondary schools, and we have around 131 colleges. So I'll talk about colleges separately, but for schools we have 15,000 school almost, and we have kids approximately 8.5 lakh kids are there. So given the scale and the reach, 60% reach, we are still, happy to share it that we are able to reach to the more than half to the half kids. Now, to make the program more effective, what we're trying to do is that we are trying to engage our teachers. I mean, that process is still underway. We are trying to engage our teachers on active basis, so that teachers would go to kids and will check what is their update or not. But that is still under process because, as you know, in COVID movement and social distancing, physical distancing, that matters a lot, and we have to look into that aspect. Through All India Radio, we are in talks. Even ministry has we have been taking up with the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting regularly that All India Radio channel, this option should also be available to us. Agreement has been signed, but still we are waiting for the nod. And as soon as it is available, I think All India Radio would have a larger reach than
Yes.
Doordarshan.
Yes.
So in this way, we are trying to target school students for their learning, and we hope these initiatives will help the students covering up their syllabus so that they don't miss out this particular period, and later on they won't face burden कि भाई इतना पढ़ना उतना पढ़ना. So I guess as of now, this is what our education department is doing for the school students.
Great. Tell us, how are you generating content? Like if you are running this program on DD, so you need people who will teach there. So who are these teachers who are giving lectures there?
For the teaching thing, for the content, what we have done is we have created resource groups, and we have selected good teachers. Our directorates have selected good teachers, and they have made teams of uh, you know 3 to 4 teachers for a subject, and those resource groups are actively creating content, and the content is being curated by our team in the directorate. They check for the quality, and content is also created, video content, as well as a worksheet is also created based on that content, so that the content, when gets delivered, teacher would check whether the assessment teacher takes the assessment and then checks whether the worksheet answers are good or not. So just to ensure that whether the kid is understanding that particular content or not. So this is one thing, and we are using this content. We are delivering this content through a website. We have developed a microsite, and on daily basis we upload the content on the microsite, and then that particular link of the site with the details goes to the students through channels. So this process on daily basis starts at 8:30, and by 10 a.m. we try to reach to the kids. We try to ensure that this particular content gets actually delivered to the kids, and we are trying to ensure it, and we have been quite successful in it. As far as Doordarshan goes, in Himachal, presence of Doordarshan is not that much, staff wise as well as coverage wise. So one thing that helped us was that we had this content ready already with us. We had there is a scheme. There was a Himachal government actually has been involved in digital learning earlier also. So under that program, we had content created, and that content was ready with us. And but only point, some technical glitches were there. That content could not be played as in MP4 format. That was flash file format or an encrypted flash file format. But then we actually took that particular setup to Doordarshan studio, and we connected with laptop, and the laptop person sits there for whole period. He runs on the laptop, and through laptop it goes to their setup,
Okay.
technical setup for the broadcast. So our person sits there from 10 to 1 p.m. and he plays videos as per the schedule, which has been already prepared, which is delivered to the kids in advance. So content wise, I would say we are working in these two ways. One is our resource groups, those who are creating content on daily basis, and one is that content already available. We call that particular setup as KR. It was developed by with in collaboration with HCL by ILFS.
Yes,
But
yes,
the
yes.
agreement was with us. We have the IPRs of that particular content, so we're using that. And in future, we'll try to get that content in usable format with us. So that will help us. That content is very well created and very well it has animations, it has all kinds of things. Only thing is the space is very fast. So like if we just run the content, then normal kid would be able to gather what it says. So that the player who sits in Doordarshan, he actually sits there, and when he feels that this is going too fast, he stops it for the kids to actually see whether the kids are comfortable with it or not, and then he plays it further. So content wise, we had challenge initially. Definitely, we had challenge. We were thinking, I mean, if this program goes on for say 3 months or 4 months, it was not very clear initially. So we were thinking कि भाई content हम लाए कहाँ से, उसकी quality हम कैसे ensure करेंगे. So, but finally, through these already available digital content, we were comfortable with Doordarshan, and in the internet we are comfortable with the resource group, but still we are improvising. I mean, we cannot claim that our content is the best content available. We are improvising. We are trying to uh, curate it to the extent that it has the quality, plus it is understood by students.
Fantastic. And are you also looking at internet as a medium to impart distance education? And what are the steps in that direction?
We are like जैसे अभी हम ब्रॉडकास्टिंग कर रहे हैं हम इस
Broadcast.
वेबिनार का,
Yeah.
हम सिमिलर वे इस तरीके की भी स्कीम पे वी हैव थॉट कि भाई हम ऐसे ही जैसे थ्रू फेसबुक और अदर चैनल्स some teacher would give a lecture that would be broadcasted and that would be viewed by kids. But of course, it is good to have multiple options available. Now the basic point is a kid who is living in a town who has internet access would definitely would have TV in his house, so he would be able to view it on Doordarshan, or he will be able to get that WhatsApp message daily delivered to his mobile or his parents' mobile, and he can view that lecture in that period, and teacher would get feedback. Our challenge is to reach out to the kids who are living in remote areas, who don't have sufficient internet connectivity, who don't have Doordarshan facility also. Because in Himachal, I would say Doordarshan, DD Shimla, its reach is limited to cable network, terrestrial network. And recently we were able to, make it available on Airtel DTH at channel number 406. So the main challenge is how to reach out to those kids who are living in rural areas, remote areas, who don't have access to these digital content so easily. So our focus is on that part. So if we go, we can go online on Facebook and get delivered those videos and lectures, and definitely we will work on these lines also. But our priority is to reach out to the kids. That's why initially I said we are making efforts to reach out to the remote areas through all India radio, because all India radio may signal ka availability, it is available across the
Yes.
remote areas. And second is our Doordarshan, the TD Shimla. We are trying to increase its reach through the private DTH operators. In Himachal, we have Tata Sky, we have Dish TV, we have this thing, Airtel. So Airtel, we have been successful in getting it on board, and we have taken up through our department to the ministry also. Okay, please allow our channel to be broadcasted on private DTH network. That would help us, and that would make our program more far-reaching. It will have wider, spread across the state, and benefit would go to the kids across the state, and that would cover up our time.
Yeah. And please explain about the steps in direction of increasing employability in your state. A lot of students are studying. So are you like working on a strategy for industry collaborations and stuff like that?
I would say, as far as the COVID crisis goes, it is going on. We have, I must admit this, we have not that much focused on this part. But in general, before this COVID crisis came, we had focus on this part, that we should have collaboration with the industry through some platform or uh, in some way or other. So I should mention one thing. Himachal had started BWalk program, Bachelor in Vocational Education, and we have level 4, 5, 6, 7. Like first year is 4 and 5, second year is 6, then 7, third year. In last year we'll give degree. In rest of the years we give diploma. Those kind of things. And we have started this BWalk program in 2 trades: retail management and hospitality. And it was a good experience for us that the students who were part of this program at the level 7, I would talk about level 7, they were offered internship, and the industry paid them a stipend, and the stipend, they were happy about what they had learned in the program. So it was very good initiative, I would say, and government is thinking to extend it. But as far as this COVID crisis is coming, this industry tie-up, okay, these kids would go to industry and will have a permanent job available with them. Now industries also have been hit hard by the crisis. So that recruitment thing, whether they would be recruiting on that scale, which they were thinking before the COVID crisis, that is a question mark. And we'll try, or our team, the team which sits in directorate, will try and get these kids employed on the in the industry. For the other kids, what we are doing is we are creating placement cells in all colleges, and that task of the placement cell would be to tie up with industry, and that information sharing in this world of internet, and the information is power. If there is vacancy in an industry, if industry knows there are kids who are competent, if they both know each other, that makes everyone's life easy. So industry can hire those kids, student can apply there. So we are searching for placement cells. We are creating in colleges, but we are also searching for some digital platform for this, where this information is readily available with us. Second, we are also thinking in the line, okay, whether these kids can be assessed on their competency. I mean, one thing is ki, okay, he'll get a degree, but for industry, degree is not the only sole thing. Industry needs the competencies. So if the student is competent, then industry will be happy to take you. So we are thinking on these lines that there should be competency created in the student. I mean, we can create these competencies through online courses available. We can have mentorship concept where a particular professor or associate professor will, the interested student will be under that professor. He'll take that course, he'll be graded. There will be a score. There will be a score available for the kid that is will be shared by the industry. Excuse me. That will create very good information, very filtered information. Okay, what is the competency of the student, in what field? Industry would also know, student would also know, and the professors also engaged. But we are just working on this particular concept. We are searching for such multimedia platforms. I mean, there are lot. I hope, in fact, I believe, in this age of internet, there would be many such platforms available, and we are searching for them, and hopefully, we'll be able to move in this direction, so that this collaboration of our colleges with industry will come to some conclusion, some will bear some fruit on ground.
Great. Hemraj ji, there is an audience and people are asking like some of the questions. Like if you can take that, that would be nice. So if you go on the bottom of your screen, like there is a Q&A button, right? So if I can start reading the questions. So the first question is that what steps have been taken to ensure the return of students from other states in HP? So it's a question. It's a offbeat. Offbeat question.
वैसे ये जो प्रश्न है, इनफैक्ट इसका मतलब सीधा वास्ता हमारे इस पर्टिकुलर डिस्कशन से है नहीं, बट एज आई एम पार्ट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, आई मस्ट शेयर दैट गवर्नमेंट or Honorable CM has directed authorities to bring students back. And in fact, buses had been sent to Kota to bring students back. Yesterday only, there has been instruction from MHA to bring the stranded people who are from Himachal but are stranded in, say, Punjab, Haryana, or some other state. That instructions have come, and I think state government, all state governments will make efforts, and of course Himachal will also, make effort in this direction. Multiple states have, created online, sites where they are asking those stranded people to get themselves registered. And after registration, they'll issue passes and then they'll move. So some kind of mechanism on lines of these will be created in the state. I mean, we are in the process. We have brought many students, and many students must still be outside the state. Government is taking care, all following the due, process, because the all the gains earned by state by the lockdown will fail if we are lazy or kind of even everybody has to understand the responsibility, the students also and the government also. Government will do all the needful. It will sanitize the buses, it will sanitize everything, and it will check for the kids who are coming into state at borders for their symptoms, whether if anybody is ill or not. The government will also take care about their boarding, food and other arrangements. But it is the responsibility of the students also, if they feel that they are in touch or in contact, or they feel that they are not comfortable, then they should immediately let the authorities know कि भाई मुझे ये problem है, so that the further problems could be avoided.
There is another question which is about is PhD from distance mode available in HP?
I would say इसमें competency ये university क्योंकि PhD and MPhil programs जो होते हैं इसमें universities are dealing with it, and the university have their independent setup. Government as such doesn't have much role to play, and as the UGC guidelines instructions came in yesterday, we had discussions with our registrars and vice chancellors of university. In Himachal, we have one university, HPU, and I guess they must be actively working on it. I cannot comment exactly whether it is available or not.
There is a question on could the coronavirus force positive change in higher education? Your opinion?
I guess I would emphatically answer yes, because it was a crisis, but then it has forced everybody to work out, to innovate, to find out new ways how to get their life going, personal as well as professional life. So in this way, people have innovated, governments have innovated, everybody has innovated in his own way. Like in Himachal, we are trying to use, the usage of digital learning platforms have increased multifolds. I would give an example. We had an app, teachers app, you must be knowing it. And we had taken the license of the app, and that app actually is kind of online training for the teachers. So teachers would register themselves. There will be courses available according to his interest. He will take those courses. He will give whatever after the completing the courses. He will just answer a few questions and to just check whether he understood or not. In 1 week after this lockdown, when we started this online digital distance learning program, this registration went up, and in 1 week, before COVID, its usage was very minimal. The teachers were not interested. But just when these initiatives were started, the usage of that particular app increased to almost 3,000 in a week. So I would say, everybody was forced to, decide, make a choice whether I should be negative or positive about this crisis. And I guess almost everybody chose the positive aspect, which is a welcome thing. Acha, one thing I forgot to mention, we had, we have named this program also. For the elementary classes, the program name is Samay 10 se 12 wala Har Ghar Bane Pathshala. This is the tag, punchline of the program. And for the Doordarshan, we have Himachal Gyanshala, Har Ghar Bane Pathshala. So these are our punchline to make the program attractive. Next question is.
Next is that virtual education has emerged as an alternative option in these days. How well equipped are the HP schools to adopt this technology in terms of necessary infrastructure and connectivity?
Virtual education, definitely. It is emerging day by day. Its usage is being appreciated by everybody in the system. And in Himachal, we are focusing first on the senior secondary schools. And I'm happy to share that government of Himachal is already aware of it. And there have been 2 phases of such technological intervention, phase 1 and phase 2. We have equipped our schools with computer labs. And initially that I talked about KAN system. That was also part of this learning platform. We have also, created virtual classroom, studios here. So like somewhere, say in Chamba district, there is a school, and there is no physics teacher available. So there would be a studio in Dharamshala in Kangra, and from Dharamshala, a teacher from physics would deliver a lecture to kids there in Chamba. So we have made available these options of virtual classroom or digital platforms available. So in absence of a teacher, in absence of anything which is physical, we can fill that gap by the virtual means. I would say we have made efforts. We are making further. Government is in this year also, government is again floating tenders for these digital platforms. We have further, in our budget also, government has made its intentions clear that will increase the reach of the virtual classroom things. But again, I would say, I would say the quality in the program is still that it needs to be looked at. It is not that up to mark, and government has realized this thing, and we are working on this part.
Another input is that digital education is future of higher education. As per UGC, 25 course can be digital. Your views on this?
again, I would say UGC should move out it, but that is UGC is called to take. I mean, I'm not sitting here as a
Yes.
normal citizen making comments on something,
Yes.
but I strongly feel that initially, as we were talking, the use of technology in education setup should be much more, and should be much more emphatic, should be increased day by day. And I guess, as you must see, governments across the state, across the country, the agencies in the at the center, they are also realizing we have it's about UGC, it's about the higher education, digital education. You must know there is portal known as Swayam Prabha.
Yes.
And that portal has courses for the undergrads. There is one IIT Kanpur and IIT Kharagpur, IIT Madras, if I exactly remember. There is NPTEL.
Yes.
There is another one. So the online content is there. Only thing is कि whether UGC makes it mandatory in the curriculum कि भाई इतना आपका जो ये कोर्स है आपको digitally कराना पड़ेगा. That is a perspective. That is a decision that is to be taken by the authorities and agencies at appropriate time as they would think fit. I mean, I have no one to direct them or instruct them कि भैया ऐसे करो.
तो एक और जो अगला सवाल है जो आपकी जो दूसरा डिपार्टमेंट है उससे रिलेटेड है. Someone has asked कि even if you are able to provide in the rural areas the distance education, वहाँ पर power cuts होते हैं and इसलिए लोग access नहीं कर सकते.
अच्छा, चलो ये general question है, and I would say incidentally I have power department with me also, so I can comment on this power part also.
Please.
In Himachal, I mean, if you compare, there are, I must admit, there are few pockets. There may be power cuts because of low voltage. But as such, electrical infrastructure is concerned in the state. Being hilly state, Himachal had attained full electrification in 1980s.
Okay.
I mean, way back.
80s.
80s. It had attained, that electrification definition that you reach out to all the census villages. individual household connection is still was a thing to to. And as of now, we have connected almost all households. There was a scheme known as Sobhagya, you must be aware about it, that gives free connection to the particular, who fulfill certain criteria. In that thing, Himachal had very low number. The reason
Okay.
being that Himachal had already reached out to the all the consumers, and tariff structure in Himachal is also very low. Tariff, I mean, in common language, I would say बिजली का बिल जो आता है हिमाचल का वो बड़ा कम है, इतना ज्यादा नहीं है. एंड द कट्स की जो बात कर रहे हैं, इट मे बी एन एक्सेप्शन बट इट इज नॉट अ नॉर्म, नॉट अ नॉर्म. एंड दोज कट्स आर नॉट लाइक कि भैया दिन में 24 घंटे में से सिर्फ 4 घंटे बिजली आ रही है. दोज कट्स आर वेरी स्मॉल हैं जब मौसम खराब होता है कि भाई तेज बारिश हुई, गिर गया तार पे, या बर्फ गिर गई तो तार टूट गए. सो in those disaster situations there would be power cut, definitely there would be power cut, but government or electricity boards, electricity companies make full efforts to restore that particular area as soon as possible. So I would say, I mean, this apprehension, I am just understanding this is an apprehension, and there is no reason to worry about power cuts in Himachal Pradesh.
जो अगला सवाल है राधा राज की ओर से है एंड शी इज आस्किंग कि यू हैड मेंशन दैट डीडी इज बीइंग यूज्ड फॉर ओनली बोर्ड क्लासेस while you are continuing teaching through WhatsApp and other internet portal for grade 1 to 12. My question is, how are you ensuring students, even in remote, inaccessible villages with zero connectivity, are continuing their learning? In case they cannot be reached now, what are the plans to get them at par after the crisis is over?
This is a good question. In fact, we had thought about it initially, whether we should make use of the Doordarshan setup for all classes, or should we focus for the board classes only. Then the slot available from Doordarshan was only 3 hours. So we thought, let's focus on board classes, because if we push everything, all classes in this 3 hour slot, then nobody will get anything. All classes will get 10, 15 minute slot, and you won't be getting anything out of it. So we focused on board classes, and as the question rightly says, how will we bring the students who have not access to the this particular facility of internet in remote areas, inaccessible areas. As I had already said, even during the crisis also, we are trying to get in touch with the All India Radio, and we'll try to ensure that the other classes also will get a benefit from it. Other thing is, for the classes 1 to 9th and 11th, government has upgraded them to the next class without exam, and the reason being the assessment will be done as per their internals, and marks will be given to them. After the upgradation, another effort that we are trying to make is, we are trying to, that I had mentioned, that we are trying to make a concept of using teachers actively in those areas. The teacher would go and would check, अगर वहाँ इंटरनेट नहीं है तो he will try to give physical assignments कि ठीक है भैया ये चैप्टर है, आपने पढ़ना है, कल मैंने आपसे पूछना है. So we are trying to make those efforts, and as far as this after the crisis is over, this part goes, even the directorates and the universities, UGC, all agencies are working on the academic calendar. They're working on the calendar, how to modify that particular calendar in the short span. So, I mean, we'll calculate all the teaching days, and then we'll calculate how many teaching days are available after the crisis. Then we'll try to fit in. We'll work out a formula. We may say increase number of teaching hours. Say I'm just giving you an option.
Yes.
ऐसा नहीं कि हम इन्हीं पे जाएंगे.
बिल्कुल.
We may curtail Saturdays. We'll hold classes on Saturdays. We may encourage students to use these digital learning platforms even after a crisis. So like when kids go back to their home, they can have a recap, or we may try to make sure that that particular content is squeezed off, or say we'll try to cut certain content out of the syllabus. That is a call that is to be taken at the center level by the NCERT and UGC, and at the state level by different authorities, and we are working on that part. This question is very right, and we are working on this part also.
There is another question, which is how are you ensuring online education for students of Himachal Pradesh? I think you have answered it already, so let's not go over it.
The question is from Jaipur, actually.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And there's another last question is that digital education on longer run is hazardous.
Hazardous? Very nice question.
ये लास्ट है डॉक्टर हेमलता मूर्ति.
अच्छा.
या
No, I am just saying.
अच्छा. या नहीं उसके बाद में एक और पहले जो एक और सवाल था कि डू यू थिंक वर्चुअल एजुकेशन कैन बी इनफ रिप्लेसमेंट फॉर क्लासरूम एजुकेशन?
No, definitely. Everybody knows this. It is not the replacement. I mean, it is an assistive tool. Wherever there is gap in the normal classroom education setup, this will fill the gap.
Yes.
Without waiting for that physical gap to be filled up by the physical thing only. So it is an assistive tool. And one thing I must add, in the virtual classroom thing, we can explain a concept of science or social science or maths in a better way through animations, through videos. So, I mean, it has its own advantages, and that adds up to its beauty.
I think we have covered all the questions here in the here which you asked.
I didn't वो मुझे क्वेश्चन नहीं दिखा हजार.
है वो एंड में है वो, आप अगर देखेंगे
मेरे पास आया नहीं.
लास्ट क्वेश्चन है इस बाय डॉक्टर हेमलता मूर्ति. उनका ये कहना है कि अगर आप लॉन्ग रन में हम सिर्फ डिजिटल अगर करेंगे तो वो like having a lot of screen time is always like not useful.
Definitely. I mean, of course, मतलब physical जो interaction है उसका replacement कभी भी digital platform नहीं हो सकता. सबके physical जो आपका जब interaction होता है उसके अपने कुछ advantages होते हैं. You can actually अब virtually में हम कोई बच्चा कैसे बैठ के पढ़ रहा है या पढ़ भी रहा है कि नहीं पढ़ रहा है, जैसे एक क्वेश्चन है कि आप इसकी सक्सेस को कैसे असेस करोगे. दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन बाय हिम कि आप सक्सेस कैसे असेस करोगे कि भाई आपका ये जो प्रोग्राम हो. अभी तो हमने जो पैरामीटर रखा है, फर्स्ट थिंग इज कि हम पहुंचे तो सही बच्चों तक. हम ये तो इंश्योर करें कि बच्चा उसको देख पा रहा कि नहीं देख पा रहा. असेसमेंट विल कम लेटर. अगर से हमारे जब लॉकडाउन से फिनिश होता है एंड देन गवर्नमेंट अप्रूव्स की भाई ठीक है टीचर वहाँ पे स्कूल में जा सकते हैं, से गवर्नमेंट अप्रूव करती है बाद में, देन वन वे वुड बी कि हम टीचर को कहेंगे कि भाई आप अपने जो बच्चे हैं, क्योंकि नॉर्मली जितने भी किड्स होते हैं दे आर इन सराउंडिंग ओनली, वो टीचर वहाँ से फोन पे भी बात कर सकते हैं, जो नियर बाई अप्रोचेबल है उसके पास फिजिकली भी जाके देख सकते हैं. कि बच्चा अपनी प्रोग्रेस कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है. So there are ways, but of course it is evolving thing. I mean, ऐसा नहीं है कि हम day one पे बैठे हैं and we have all solutions available with us and everything is ready and वो गुट्टी की तरह सबको पिला दिया and then everything is done. It's not like that. We improvise day by day, and through these questions also we get insights as to where we are lacking, and we try to fill that gap and ensure that those things get improved.
एक सवाल मेरा है जो इससे अलग है, चूंकि यू आर आल्सो हैंडलिंग द पावर डिपार्टमेंट. So, what challenges your department faced in the power sector in the COVID-19 situation? इसलिए कि all were like working from home, और आपका जो स्टाफ है उसको ऑफिस जाना था और उसको रिमोट एरियाज में जाकर काम करना था. How did you handle this?
अच्छा, इसमें because the supply of power, generation of power, transmission was an essential activity from day one. So those offices continued to work as usual. Only thing is that they had to take precaution of social distancing, of wearing mask and all. I'm sitting in my home, that's why I'm not wearing mask. I have mask with me. When I'll step out of my home, I'll wear that mask and then go. So the only challenge was to provide the safety equipments to them. But the major challenge in power department was, or is, I will say, industries were closed. The usage of power went down. So commercials were disturbed.
Yes.
That was the major challenge.
Exactly.
And that is the major challenge as of now. And we are just working out how can we handle this. And it's not about Himachal only. It is across the states. Every state is facing this thing. From power side, they are facing this crisis. Okay, how to make their commercials going in this COVID situation. And we are hopeful we'll find some way. Definitely we'll find some way.
And asking you about the March 20th order of the MHA and another order on opening of shops later on.
Mm-hmm.
So are you and there is like another news about like relaxation in the green zones might happen. So do you think these steps are going to impact your power sector revenues? Like it may a bit of increase after that?
It will increase, but major revenue source of revenue is industry. So and we are quite hopeful कि जो अब क्योंकि हम लोग इसमें, but ultimately it is a call which is to be taken very cautiously. We have to open up. We cannot be in lockdown for eternity में लॉकडाउन नहीं चलेगा. ऐसे थोड़ा ना कि भाई ये खाएगा क्या, आदमी जाएगा क्या. The cycle of economy has to run. So point is कि while we take those steps in all the sectors, not only power, we need to ensure that the gains made during the lockdown should not be lost. That is the only precaution we need to take. I mean, ऐसा नहीं है कि हमने ग्रीन जोन बना दी तो वो एकदम क्लियर हो गई. I mean, ऐसा नहीं है ना, वाटर रेड कंपार्टमेंट नहीं है कि भाई रेड जोन से कोई बाहर ही नहीं आ सकता. We know people, I mean, अभी ह्यूमन बीइंग है, नेचुरल हमारी टेंडेंसी होती है कि जब भी कोई ऐसी चीज इम्पोज की जाती है, then we find ways to break. भाई अच्छा कैसे निकलना है, क्या करना है. So in the process there may be problems, but then if everybody understands their responsibility, if a person is in red zone, then if he understands his responsibility कि नहीं भाई मैं ना तो किसी के कहीं जाऊंगा ना आऊंगा, खुद अपनी जिम्मेदारी समझे, rather than him telling government कि भैया सरकार उनको बताए कि भाई आप लोग घर में रहो. खुद ही इस चीज को प्रिकॉशन में रखे कि भाई ठीक है जी, मैं इस जोन में हूँ, आई अंडरस्टैंड माई रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एंड आई वांट बी पार्ट ऑफ दैट नेगेटिव area. I'll be part of the positive side. I guess in this way, if government takes the really the decisions to open up and people understanding their responsibilities, we'll be able to make ourselves again going as usual like before.
So I think we have covered all the questions and lastly, Hemraj ji, ये जो हम लोग का ILETS में जो initiative है कि we are talking to all the departments and understanding how they are responding to the crisis and how they are taking actions to help the citizens. तो ये जो हमारा initiative है इसके बारे में आपका जो विचार है प्लीज बताएं.
स्टार्ट में आई गेस मैंने ये कहा था these are good things that it's not about like I'm just making my PR good and all those things. It's not that important. I am sitting here as representative from my department and making you aware about what their department is doing. It's not that I am doing, it is the department that is doing, it is the whole team that is doing. And you as an agent are trying to bring out those good things being done by various departments across the states. That in itself is a good thing. That at least ensures that our things, our strategies, or initiatives are getting made available to the general public for their analysis, for their consumption, for their understanding. There may be suggestions. Of course it has benefit for it is a win-win situation for everybody. Public gets to know what is being done, departments gets to know where they are at fault, where they are lacking. So you are acting as a platform where you are making this crisis into an opportunity for everybody, for the public as well as for the government. So I would appreciate your efforts.
थैंक यू हेमराज जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका आने के लिए और थैंक यू ऑल द ऑडियंस who are watching us here on Zoom and also on the Facebook. I will request you to please like and share this video so that the good work which the Himachal government is doing in the field of education is like reaching to larger number of people and other people will also get inspired. Might be some other also states also get inspired by these initiatives. Thank you so much, Hemraj ji. Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar.